this life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.
Everyone is kind of struggling right now to come up with ways to keep themselves busy, things that they can rely upon in these strange and uncertain times to just get them through the day. Why not give people some quarantine recommendations? So you and I have come up with our own top 5 list. This could be
survival
anything,
kits,
a book.
Luke. Survival kits, all right?
Survival kits, sorry. And this could be anything. Booze, movies, food, books, whatever. So Brian, go first. Give us the Brian Campbell top 5 quarantine survival kit.
There we go. I love it. I love it. This is what's helped me to stay sane and get moving. Number 5, quality bonding time with both the family and the Fast and Furious movie saga. Who would have thought it, Luke? I tried to avoid these movies like the plague, like a pair of jorts, or like buying a sports car with a don't in the back. I don't mess with that crap. But here's the deal. I got 12-year-old kids. My wife doesn't like, fighting or anything too crazy, but she loves a little bit of this action. So we DVR'd them all. We've been starting at the beginning. And you know what, Luke? This is harmless family fun. I love the crap out of it. Tokyo Drift may have changed my life. Shout out to Han. Shout out to Web Scream in my DMs telling me there's some Han prequels out there. Luke, sitting down with the family every couple of nights, loading in another one. I haven't even made it to the Rock and Cena portion of this franchise. I've been enjoying it from an outlet I never would have guessed. I don't usually mess with those type of flicks, but they're not that different from the crap I like, so I'm in.
Very quickly, because we got to move through these. Is it so bad it's good, or is it's actually good?
It's harmlessly good. There are chase scenes and racing scenes that do kind of get the blood boiling in a good way. There's cheesy action. There's one-liners. There's muscle dudes and hot chicks. It's kind of like there's not a lot of soul to it. You're not going to learn a lot about life. But, it's kind of like watching sports you don't really care about, but you would, I put on the NHL, like, oh, it's pretty good, I'm not going to keep watching it, but I can appreciate it, it'll get you through the hard times, Luke, okay? You, me, Tokyo Drift, what do you think?
It'll never happen.
DK, look, Jay, get out of my ear hole. Don't be afraid that Luke has another job. All right, number 4, I've been drinking a lot of beer during this, and certainly I can always recommend Treehouse Brewing in Massachusetts for top shelf, but you need a all-nighter. You need a ride and die. Shout out to the folks over there in Oxford, Connecticut at Black Hog Brewery for giving me this Ginja Ninja IPA, Luke, made with ginger. I know what you're saying. I don't need that in my life. I said the same thing. But not only is this the best can going in brewing in terms of I need to buy that by the picture and the colors, it's just perfect. Have you ever thought about an IPA with ginger in it? I don't have ginger anywhere else in my life, but this is there's a very soothing element to it, Luke. It's helping me get through.
Hold on a second. Two answers to that. One, I would try it because I think when you cut IPAs with a little bit of citrus notes, it makes it taste a little better, and like sort of fruity stuff, which I know ginger's not exactly. It's a root vegetable, but still, you don't eat sushi? They serve ginger with sushi.
I don't eat sushi, and you can't make me. I'll drop a California roll, but I'm not going too deep down there. All right.
All right.
Unless you want to get,
I gotta tell you,
unless you want to live stream Fast and the Furious with me, I'll put sushi all over my body, Luke.
You can do that. What's his face's party when he blew all his money from beating Anthony Joshua.
Yes. Shout out to that. Would you drink this? Would you try it, Luke? How about that can, brother?
100%. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Right. I would absolutely try it.
All right. Number 3 on the Campbell Survival Quarantine Kit. It's the 2014 album by a band called The War on Drugs called Lost in a Dream. And this is packaged with what has really been when times get the hardest for BC. I get in that car. I don't open the doors. And I just drive rural backroads, Litchfield County, let the mind run, and I put this album on. Luke, would it fall under indie/dad rock? Maybe, but it's a lot more deep than that. You want to talk about an album that really just gets to the heart of what's going on inside your soul with the way that the melodies roam and how deep some of these songs go and jam. And while it is lyric heavy, there's times that the music is speaking for itself. It basically paints a picture of what we're going through right now, Luke. It's melancholy, but without the infinite sadness. It's an understanding that, yes, this sucks. We're all going through this together. But you know what? There's a silver lining in there. We can get through this because we've been here before. Maybe not Corona, right? But I've been through that tough breakup. Remember that time my family member was in the hospital? Oh, remember that time I lost my job? I've been here before, and I made it back. So when times get the toughest, BC gets out in that car, loads this thing up in the CD player. And you know what, Luke? I can go down that road, and it's just speaking to me. I mean, you know, I don't know if you want to join my Tin Hat Society, and I'm creeping you out here, but it just grooves exactly the notes that my heart needs to hear. Does that make any sense to you, Luke? Because we can get through this, brother.
Yeah, sounds like it's like Avett Brothers or something, right?
No, a little more acidy, psychedelic slash classic. Yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of genres being pumped in there together, but give it a ride, Luke. You may end up liking yourself better.
I will give it the old BC run. Thank you for the recommendation.
All right, number 2, you got to eat a lot. You got to put on the shelving, as my boss Karen Portley likes to say. And you know what the crack I'm going for right now? Keebler, Grasshopper, Mint, and Fudge. And there's a reason here, Luke, and I can go through sleeves of these like it's going out of style. It's the only professional cookie that mimics the taste of the greatest cookie of all time, Girl Scout Cookies Thin Mints, the ultimate crack cocaine in the snack village, if you know what I'm saying. And these elves over at Keebler have mimicked that taste, Luke. Don't even tell me you're a Samoa's guy, because it's not the way to get down, all right? It's flashy, yeah, 1 or 2 are fine. But if you're going to get down with the Girl Scouts, Luke, first of all, Coach Sandusky, get out of there. Second of all, you're going to be going deep on the mint sleeves. I'm going to eat 4, 5, 6 in a time. This has been able to recreate that taste. Fairly priced well, too, as well. Is this in the Thomas Pantry? Or you got some, like, Colombian cookie made out of caffeine?
Well, we certainly have the second one, but I have never had Grasshopper, but I do love a good Girl Scout cookie with the mint and then the chocolate and the whole bit put together. A couple things. The Girl Scouts would be just fine around Jerry Sandusky. It's the Boy Scouts that have to be worried. Second, here's my only gripe with this kind of cookie, and it's a minor one. You can have 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 if you're a real fat bastard, and I wouldn't judge me or you for it if we decide to go down that route. But it's not like you can have a whole, like, at some point the mint becomes too overwhelming for me.
No. I can hear Jimmy. I can do that, okay?
You can have a whole sleeve?
I gotta have a package and a half. You know what I've always said? This is a comparison. The best fast food in the world is Taco Bell. Why? Because it doesn't make you...
100%
want to kill yourself after eating it, Luke, okay? Yeah, you'll be in the bathroom for the next 12 hours, but like if I eat McDonald's, I got to stretch out a coat hanger and go back down and try to retrieve it, right? I just want to jump off a bridge. Taco Bell, I can go all night. This is in that category, Luke.
Taco Bell is the greatest fast food that the world ever made. If you eat McDonald's, you feel like you need to go into hibernation for the next 40 days and 40 nights. I couldn't share that opinion more strongly. Finally, you and I have come to an agreement where our level of enthusiasm is equal. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give these a run. Still, I'm a little bit skeptical about my ability to do this as an endurance eating contest. I have no doubt, however, Brian, they're delicious.
All right, we all have our ups and downs and pitfalls. Number 1 on the Campbell Quarantine Survival list. I teased it last week, then I tasted, then I saw it. Wow, season 3 of Ozark on Netflix. Good Lord. Luke, I know every time we see anything, we have to call it the greatest thing we've ever seen, right? Season 3 might be one of the greatest seasons of TV I've ever seen, going back to like seasons 2 and 3 of The Wire. Oh, I know what you're saying. Season 4 in the school, it's the best thing ever. Take that back. Okay, it's a little bit overrated. Season 2 with the longshoremen, that's the way to live your life. Here's what season 3 got right, Luke. I know you're not watching this. I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying don't listen to Campbell. He hasn't even seen Breaking Bad yet, right? And I also understand that Adderall's the poor man's Coke, but this might be my Adderall. So here's the deal. Season 2, they didn't have it creatively. They filled the gaps with swerves, kills, big moments to just try to keep the chains moving. This not only feels like season 1 again, but they stretch some ish out and they will give you the feels. Yes, it has the insane ending that everybody warned you it would, but you want to talk about great acting from Brother Ben, from Julia, from the chick with the blonde curly hair, Julia Garner, who's one of the rising actresses. Laura Linney's incredible. Jason, not Justin, that I said last week. Jason Bateman, incredible. It's grimy. It's deep, man. I caught the feels a lot. I got freaked out. Thank you, Jason, in my ear. You want to talk about tense moments? This basically is 10 episodes that feel like one movie, and there are some tense ass moments, and they do it the right way, right? They take a couple notes and they just stretch them, right? You know what I'm saying? Luke, I'm rambling here, but it's fantastic. Will you?
I have heard nothing but good things about Ozark. I will give it a try, Brian Campbell. I will do it because you have recommended it so thoroughly, but I must be honest with you. You are not the only person to tell me wonderful things about this show. I have no choice but to watch.
It's basically a good family that got caught up into bad, Luke, and they're trying to get back and find that good again. That's a mirror for what you and I are going through right now in this life.
It really is not, but that's okay. Okay, let me give you my top 5. A little bit different than BC's, but the two together hopefully will help you. So, the Luke Thomas Quarantine Survival Kit. I'm focused on slightly different things. Number 1, for some fun, I like this app, FandangoNow. Now, you can put it on your television if you have a smart TV. There's other places you can get it on your phone or mobile device. And let me tell you why I recommend FandangoNow, because you still got to pay the prices that these theaters, or not theaters, I should say, these movie distributors are going to charge for you. But the reason why I like this app is, 1, they get everything pretty quickly. Sometimes Vudu gets stuff a little bit ahead, but in general, right now, all the stuff coming out of the theaters that was going to be there or was there recently, they're pumping back home. Brian, I saw the old Ben Affleck Drinks Himself Sad basketball movie, Long Way Back, whatever the hell it's called. It's
Hoosiers
not bad.
2.0. How was it?
Yeah, it's okay. It's worth a watch. You know, Ben Affleck drinks a lot and coaches a basketball team. That's the plot. But it's okay because I got to watch it. But here's why Fandango is great. In addition to just getting everything, and a lot of other outlets do, it's the way in which it's set up. It gives you the Rotten Tomatoes ratings for both critics and for audiences on every single film. It allows you to watch the trailer. You can hold it for longer. It gives you the plot synopsis right there. It's just easy to navigate, and it allows you, before you watch a movie, to give you an informed choice. They also have deals where if you buy, let's say, Rise of Skywalker, but you can do that in now a bundle and get all 3 of the most recent Star Wars movies as an example. It's just a great way if you want to watch movies, particularly ones that are more recent, to come to your house right there, easy to navigate. I really, really, really enjoy using the FandangoNow app, and I think you will as well, Brian Campbell. Have you used it before?
I have not used it. That's how I buy my movie tickets on the road. You know, it's my thing right now. It's my thing on the road. Remember we used to go on the road and cover fights? That was my thing. So shout out to the Fandango folks. But the idea of watching a movie that's either still in the theaters or just came out right away, I'm in on that, okay? Yeah,
but trust me, the key is you can go to other apps. Like you can go to youtube.com/movies and you can just download them or watch them there. But it doesn't give you all the other information so easily set up for you right there. FandangoNow is just a smooth, well-run app. That part I like a lot. Now, second, or I should say number 4 on my list. We talked about this, I think, last week, Brian, but I've been playing as much as I could this whole time. I'm not a gamer, but Mortal Kombat 11, Brian, it is such a good game. Dude, I cannot tell. You know what's so genius about this game is I had played all the other iterations and it had been a while, and then I picked up Mortal Kombat 11. This is what this game gets right. It feels modern. There are so many different ways to play. There's classic combat. There's Towers of Time. You can play online. You can customize characters. There's training modes for fatalities and everything. You can just do so many different things. You collect different pieces of usable gear along the way. It's amazing. But it also has the feel of when you were in the arcade playing Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat 2. They have threaded this needle where it's entirely modern and entirely classic at the same time. The gameplay, you can customize it just how you want it to based on skill level or interest or the kind of way in which you want to pursue the towers. And I every time I play this, I enjoy it just a little bit more than the last one, Brian Campbell. I have not had a game bring me this much joy in a long time.
Wow.
Cannot recommend this more highly.
Wow. So how do I get this so that we can play each other, Luke? We can simulate the natural, fight building between us. And because you and I, we almost drunkenly talked ourselves into a sparring match during the last Classic Combat episode. But where do I have to play this? On my computer? On my I got a PS3. Can I make this work? Does the male and female end connect? Because our listeners have said that it's no wonder your boy BC's a Johnny Cage guy, because ain't his finishing move a shot to the pills, Luke?
I don't play with Johnny Cage. I just tear him up. I've been kicking ass as Raiden, and Raiden has a great fatality where he separates you and then puts you back together and separates you again. It's amazing. But the point being is I had to get an account on something called Steam.com. I had to download it there, and then through there, I don't know if you can go console to PC. I'll look that up. But here's what I'll say. Whether you got a friend or whether you don't, obviously it's always better with friends. Mortal Kombat 11, cannot recommend it more highly. What a game. They have outdone themselves with this one. Number 3 on the list, let me give a bit of a shout out. As somebody who's a bit of a book reader, Brian Campbell, and has been reading books voraciously during this downtime, if you want to call it that, I've had to often, like most Americans, buy my books now that I'm stuck here on Amazon.com. But that's not good for your local bookstore. If you're somebody who wants to make sure you take care of your local community while you try to find something to read, I've got good news for you. Go to bookshop.org. What is bookshop.org? This is a company that ends up working with local bookstores who, if they decide to then ship themselves, they're only going to take about 40% of the profit margin in order to get the website up and to have all the shipping done. They don't take a huge cut, and most are pretty bad at it. For 2,000 independent bookstores out there, I think less than 500 even have that capability. Bookshop.org comes in, takes 30% of revenue. So the store gets 30. They only take 10 of it. They don't take as much, but they handle all the other pieces, all the packaging, all the shipping, everything they have online for you to find it. So it's a great resource to help local bookstores thrive in the current predicament without you having to rely. And look, we all shop Amazon. I shop Amazon. I'm sure you do. We're all hypocrites. We're all going to die of hypocrisy. I'm just pointing out, if you're somebody like me who's thinking about what the local businesses are going to look like when this is all over, what part can I play in my town to keep some of them alive? Bookshop.org is a great way, and I've been ordering from them, to keep that up for your local bookstore. And if they're not a part of that, they can sign up with the service right away. There's nothing stopping them. It is an ingenious thing. And by the way, it was in motion, Brian Campbell, just months before this outbreak. What a perfect time and coincidence to get a system like this going. Between that and your local liquor store, what a time to be alive during this, Luke. I am drinking so much, it's out of control, Brian. I had to pull it back, dude. That's why I'm going to the everyday, the Ginja Ninja. It just chills me out here. Things got a little out of hand here. I'll be honest about it, Luke. All right. All right. I know you're not much of a reader, so you'll hate this claim as well. This is my last, less fun recommendation. Look, we all can just drown in the sadness and bad news of reading around the coronavirus. Clearly, there's a limit to how much you should have for your own mental health. I recognize. But if you really want to find where's the best place to get news and to understand the impact of this current situation that we're living in, partly it's probably going to be your local news. A second place is going to be a guy who has cultivated this on a Substack. His name is Evgeny Mazarov. I always mispronounce his last name. He's been a longtime tech critic. He has put together something called The Politics of COVID-19. You can go to covid19syllabus.substack.com. I'll tweet that link out if you can't remember it. It is every single day in multiple languages, whether it's about tech, democracy, capitalism, society, anything. They cultivate all the very best reading from the most authoritative and interesting sources. I don't present that to you to be relaxing necessarily. I don't present that to you to be a thing where you can kick your feet up and have a Ginja Ninja and just decide to fart the day away. No, that's okay though. But if you want to spend a little bit of time getting really high quality reading in, bang for your buck in terms of the amount of time you have, it's all free. It's all right there. He curates it into one feed and it puts out a whole newsletter every single day. And every time I have gone through it, I have been overwhelmed by how good the reading quality is. Really important stuff, really smart, really interesting, all for free by a guy who knows what he is talking about. So, Politics of COVID-19 on Substack. Be on the lookout. And last, Brian, but not least, here's my fun recommendation. Are you guys out there watching La Casa de Papel, as they would say in Spain, or as it's called here, Money Heist? Money Heist, Brian Campbell.
Luke, what the hell is this?
So, this is a show on Netflix. Here's what I'm going to say about this show. The real name is La Casa de Papel, the House of Paper, essentially. They call it Money Heist here, so search for Money Heist if you're an English speaker. But it's a Spanish show. When I say Spanish, I mean from Spain, not people who just happen to speak it. It's a show about a group of people who are all given essentially new identities and decide to go on one of the most ambitious bank robbing projects you could ever imagine. And a lot of it goes right, and a lot of it goes wrong. And here's the best part about this show. It's not as good as a Breaking Bad. It's probably not even as good, Brian, as an Ozark. But here's the deal. It's pretty entertaining, it's fairly original, and it's easy to digest. They just released the 4th season. You can get through this no problem very quickly. It's the kind of show, to be honest with you, you can watch while also being on your phone and miss 5 minutes and still kind of figure out what's happening. It's easy TV, the way I'm pointing it out, but it's still kind of fun. It's totally unique, and I got to be honest, when I watch it, I have a good time. Brian, if I'm going to watch Ozark, will you give La Casa de Papel / Money Heist a try?
Yeah, well, they got me with the V for Vendetta masks, although it's modified. I'm in for that. Is it in English,
That's
Luke?
Salvador Dali.
Is there subtitles here, Luke? What are you doing to me?
Yes, of course. There are subtitles. No doubt about it.
All right. Whoa.
Yeah, Jay says you could watch it in English, which is about the most racist thing he could possibly say. Can you imagine watching Martin Luther King with somebody dubbed over him speaking Portuguese?
Yeah, Jay.
No, thank you.
What do you think? Is it dubbed in Hebrew too, Jay? I'll watch that for you, all right? Was that racist enough? I'll give it a try. I'll give it a spin, Luke, okay? Okay, the rest of your stuff's very nerdy, but I can get into this, okay?
All right, very good. Very good. So there
I
are
need
Brian's...
less COVID reading in my life, not more, okay, Luke?
Well, here's the thing. It's not about more or less. It's about the right ones, Brian Campbell.
I get my COVID updates from @DannyGarcia on Twitter, so back off, okay?
You know what? It's not a bad place, I suppose. 5G hashtag.
This life was all I ever wanted.
I'm not leaving. Not yet.
I was hoping you'd say that.
We gotta hit the streets, make some money.
People like us must destroy people like him. Buckle up.
Get Showtime free at Showtime.com.